Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order series here as the Holy Roman Empire. In our last episode we declared a couple of wars against Savoy and Baden here to take some of the land that is marring our precious borders and neaten things up a bit there. We are just sieging our last target county here and some other random counties down here. Also heading off to maybe try and fight this army from Baden if we can. Seems like they are off on other business, so maybe we'll just let them do that for the moment. Do we have land down here? I just noticed that this appears to be under us. Belongs to our Duke of Brabant. Okay, I guess we gained that when we conquered him somehow. This isn't actually within our de jure borders, I believe. They don't go down anything like that far. Okay. Well, that's fine. I guess we're just gonna have to keep it along with this other extraneous county over here. We also discovered in the last episode that the Queen Bishop of the Theocracy of Corsica and Sardinia has been elected to the College of Cardinals. She is a cardinal, and not only that, she is in fact the Preferatus, the next in line to become Pope. So we'll see what happens when the current Pope dies. Not sure what the consequences exactly are of having a very young Pope who also has other titles of equal level to the papacy. Hopefully it doesn't just break the entire game. Finish sieging that county, we can move along elsewhere. And I think we'll just use this army to go and do more sieges over here instead of chasing down the... Actually go here instead of chasing down the army, since they aren't really bothering us anyway. During a visit to Aachen, Duke Valdemar the Devil and his entourage were accosted by brigands who made off with several valuables. Efforts to catch the thieves have failed, and the Duke is now demanding compensation from Burgomeister Anselm of Aachen. The matter has been brought for arbitration at your court. So I think the Burgomeister is basically a mayor, which kind of inclines me to side with the Duke here, especially since his opinion of me is not as good as it could be. I think we will side with the Duke. Plus you don't want to get on the wrong side of somebody called the Devil. Definitely seems like a bad move. Okay, that is the last holding in our target county there. We'll move this army along to another county. But these wars should be basically over at this point because we're now getting ticking war score in both of them. So it's only a matter of time. No matter how many allies they call in. I think the Duke here is relatively strong, so we don't really have to worry about him. You improve the Pope's opinion, which is good news, I suppose. He is only 48, so maybe she'll even be of age by the time she inherits. I guess we could hasten things along here. What do you think the damage to our immortal soul would be if we were to plot to kill the Pope? Let's leave things alone to take their natural course. It seems there would be a pretty large amount of support for that plot. The Count sends word of enemy courtiers found at Arlesheim and wishes to know if you desire any of them as prisoners. Yes, of course. We always desire everyone as prisoners. Let us go and click our ransom button. Hey, our son, who I actually forgot to transfer to a different educator, is of legal age and he became a skilled tactician, so he's an okay military character. Not amazing though. That's fine, maybe we can put him in charge of battle so he can level up his commander trait and become a better military character. Hopefully his being a monk won't interfere with that. And maybe we'll actually get started with doing that already. This is him. We'll let him be in charge of this battle here. It should be a relatively easy one to get him started. Make sure he has good commanders on either side of him. And he did just fine, I assume. At least we didn't hear anything to the contrary. We are at 100% in this war, so we can enforce our demands. That was these two counties, I think. We gained this one directly. And this one is owned by this countess. I don't think we really want to hold on to this. We'll give it away to somebody via our grant recently acquired land button. Is the right county, is it not? Yes. We could give it to this eunuch, I guess. Or our son. I suppose we could give it to our son and make him a duke. We do have a prestige penalty for having an unlanded son, and he's not likely to inherit. Alright. I'm convinced. This duchy title we could create. So I suppose we will. Okay. We are still in this other war against Baden, but it shouldn't last too much longer. And that duchy, it is de jure over... Oh, he got Aachen as well. Okay, I see. That's fine. You improved our Duchess's opinion, that is good. She's up to 55. And she's out of that faction. Count of Utrecht is not too happy with me though. For all sorts of minor reasons. And our Marshal died. This was our grandfather's wife, who has served our dynasty well over the years, I guess. We need to appoint a new Marshal. We could appoint the Count of Utrecht, that would improve his opinion, I suppose, though he wants to become Spymaster. I guess we'll do it. Have him train troops in the capital. And you're not actually sieging anything here. I guess we'll go and have you fight this army. It's sieging me down here. Not actually part of this war, I think? Oh, it is. Which would be worth some war score. Give my son, the prince, some more experience in matters of war. One of my courtiers has criticized the strategies and tactics I've been employing during this war. We will explain in detail the reasoning behind my cunning decisions. Okay, that actually got us to 100, so we can force demands, end the war. That was this county, so we have vassalized Kent, and let's see, the duchy here is still held by this duke under Flanders. Okay. That is fine. Now, unfortunately, this is part of a different duchy. So our next war against Flanders will probably have to take these two counties or this single county. My son-in-law, my strong genius husband of my heir, claims that he would be a better chancellor than the Duke, which he, I guess, would be. He wants to become court chaplain, though, which he would be equally good at. I don't really want to fire the Duke. His opinion of me is not as good as it could be. So we'll tell him that we rule in the Holy Roman Empire, and we'll maybe consider appointing him later. And Suomi is having a Catholic revolt up there, which is unfortunate for them. Oh, we still have this army down here we need to disband. And I think our truce with Flanders is going to be up, yeah, pretty soon this year. So we can get one of these wars started then. I think we'll take this county first, the separate one here. And we gained a tithe, which actually gives us over 2,000 gold. We can definitely afford to spend some of that on some more upgrades. At least in the counties that aren't, or in the holdings that aren't still building the ones from the previous round of upgrades. This will build the barracks here. And we can upgrade castle towns over here, which will help out our income. And build a castle town here as well. Still no sign of any other cheap holdings from our rulership focus. But we'll hold on to it for the moment. See if we get them later. And I think we can afford to upgrade this one as well. Let's do the training grounds. Okay then. Still making a decent amount of money. I don't think our retinue took much in the way of casualties. Which is fine. Is this the same Danish revolt that was going on before, or is this a second one? Oh, it seems that Sweden is independent now. So there's been quite a lot of upheaval up there. And there's a Swedish revolt going on. Vladimir is having problems too. They were previously looking pretty big and stable. Not much additional expansion from the Ilkhanate, though it looks like they're at war with the Seljuks right now. And they are being attacked by the Seljuks, and Seljuks are winning. Holy war for Khiva. The church had just gotten some very beautiful stained glass windows, and as I and Gerhard, my kinsman, contemplated the windows, the priest approached us and asked us what we thought about them. I thought about the symbolism of the windows, while Gerhard had just repeated what I had said. We can challenge him to speak up. Our opinion of him goes down, or we can say it was flattering, and our opinion of him goes up. We'll say it was flattering. So, we do have some fairly substantial opinion penalties for raised vassal levies. So even though our truce is going to be up with Flanders, actually we can probably conduct a war against Flanders without having to raise vassal levies. Though, now that they own Ireland as well, they're stronger than they used to be. 22,000. Are involved in a holy war, though. Their army may be out of position. Well, I think we'll probably just attack them and try to fight the war with just our retinue and domain troops. And then we can raise vassal levies if we have to. So we can take these, or this, or this. And I think we're going to go for this one. Even though it's only a single county, we can take the other two in a couple of future wars. Immediately there are rebels in here, so let's not just go straight in with all of our troops. I guess we will fight the rebels, because otherwise we're not going to win this war. This county is plains, and has quite a few river crossings, but we can avoid them by going in from here, I think. Ooh, a crusade for Jerusalem. His Holiness the Pope has been swayed by the cries for help from the Christian population in the Kingdom of Jerusalem. He urges all able-bodied men of Europe to take up arms against the evil Caliph Abisalom in order to secure Jerusalem from the clutches of the Mohammedan infidels. God will grant the pilgrims remission of sins in heaven. Deus vult. Well, I kind of regret declaring this war now because we obviously want to participate in this crusade if at all possible. Let's see, I don't know if the Kingdom of Jerusalem was previously formed. Apparently not. Okay, so it should just go to whoever has the most participation in the crusade, which we would like to be us. So I think we'll still conduct this war, but we'll join the crusade as well and start sending troops over there as soon as possible. In fact, let's get our vassal levies raised already. This 11,000 should be more than enough to take care of Flanders, or let's hope so. And the rest can head up towards the coast here. We'll be transporting them over by boat. And I did change your orders so you can start going back there. To the diligent pilgrim elite, may you live in harmony and contentment. I gladly accept your offer of assistance. Let our enemies tremble. Had a vassal enter the College of Cardinals. Presumably he'll also be voting for the Queen Bishop of Corsica and Sardinia, who is being elected next by a unanimous vote, actually. Okay, let's see how many troops, or how many boats we have available to us. 163, so that's actually a reasonable amount. We'll get them all raised up. I think they're going to be all in the north here. Oh, we actually have some land down here, which I previously did not realize. I think this is actually de jure part of the Empire, though, so don't mind having that. I guess we'll just disband these boats, though, so that we don't have to deal with them. And we'll get the rest of our boats over here. Oh, we were marching one of our little armies, and they got caught by an army from Flanders, I guess. We'll just disband this. We don't have to worry about it. Another vassal in the College of Cardinals, which is fine. And we'll transport our first 30,000 troops over to the Crusade, and the rest I guess we'll leave home to finish this war against Flanders and transport them over later if we need them. Our daughter is of legal age, became a tough soldier. Not a particularly good character, I guess. Now why don't we marry her matrilineally to a Prince of Croatia? We're almost up to 30,000 here. And we overshot a bit. Let's separate out enough to get us down under 30,000 so we can actually fit them on the boats. That'll do. And we'll get you on your way down to Jerusalem. Pope's there already. I guess they are more conveniently located than we are, so that's not too surprising. Let's make sure that we get our son in charge of one of these armies. Where is he? He's probably leading a different army, actually. Alright, never mind. We can send him over later. But we are out of time for this episode, so we'll have to see how the crusade goes in the next one. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.